All right, just about ready to go here. And I'm going to use my pad again to raise it up because I think that helped you guys. I will show you what we have next to do on our Cherry Blossom Part 2. I'm Kathleen. Welcome to Crafting Time with Kathleen. And yesterday we did a spackling picture. And if you're wondering what spackling is, let me give it a show of what it is. It is using lightweight spackling. And this is the one I generally use. My cap came off. Just a minute. And you use a stencil, not a transfer, a stencil. And then you put your transfer on, your stencil on. And when you're done, it will come out something like this. But we have to do a few little more things on it, just a few. I want to show you how to sand it because some people don't understand that you actually need to sand. Now I'm going to try to tip you down just a bit more so you can see better. Let me move my little, now I can move this up. I don't know if that helps. Let me know if you can see. Now we're going to actually focus on this bird right here. I hope that's close enough. I'm using a very fine, I use 3M sander. Very, very fine. You could use it on your facial hairs or whatever. And I bend it. It comes in a straight pad. This is what I have left of it. And you're going to bend one corner. That's where your finger is going to hold that down. So it'll look like that. Now this bird here is not smooth. For whatever reason, that bird didn't come smooth. And these other ones came out okay. But this one, he looks like a lump of something. Now I'm just going to sand his belly. Now, when you sand, it's not going to come completely smooth. Spackling, and you can use whatever coarseness you'd like to use. This is what I like to use because I try not to get it where I can't. I just take the high ridges off. I don't really mind if it's a little bumpy, but I don't like it to be shown bumpy. You know what I'm saying? So that looks a little bit smoother. I hope you can see it. It's this bird right here. And his belly was so high rise, but now it's nice and flat. Now I didn't take a whole lot off, and he could actually use a little bit more off towards his beak. Now I'm just going to bend it just a little bit more here. Now I'm just doing the spackling. The spackling is high rised off of my canvas. And see, now he's nice and level with the rest of them. Even though he looks bumpy, he's nice and level. My finger goes over it, it's not going boom, 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 you know. This one has like a little bump on it. And I'll tell you why I do this. And I learned this after many of my projects, actually. I used to have people come up and want to feel it. They'll come up and they'll feel, oh wow, that's spackling. That's what spackling feels like. You know, as a picture, nobody understands they can use it for a picture. It's so weird. Now I have a green leaf doing that kind of same high-rise bump, and I have a couple leaves and stuff we have to fix before we put on our flowers. But anything that's like super, super high, you're just gonna go over and try to take off those higher bumps. Doesn't have to be perfectly. And all that powder is gonna come off. dump it off. Now this was, you know, these are you don't have to do this. You could leave all those little textures on, but I personally don't like it, so I take them off. This is where I was working here. I don't know if I can get that one off, it's so high. That one might have to stay. But I just feel around if anything's like really, you know, rough, then I take it off. And I have a little brown one right there. Now at least my birds feel pretty decent. There we go. I don't feel too many high rises, just this one here that we were working on. It's better. Nothing overboard, just for it's smooth, you know, not too badly. And I just blow it off. Now it's ready to be touched up with anything that you might want to use. It's super cool. Hi Yvette, how are you, my friend? Alright, now this leaf here turned brown at the top. We're going to just brighten it up with a little chalk. And every one I do, guys, there's always a touch-up. That might be an OCD thing, just telling you. I'm very, very can be OCD on this. And this is a little bit darker color than what I had. Sorry if I get quiet, that means I'm concentrating. Something that I don't always like to do. Just touching up all those little extra brown. Now this whole project will be done and ready to ship to whoever would like to have one of these as of today. It will go out Friday? No? Yeah, go out Friday morning. Okay, that's looking good. Now, I am going to touch up a little bit of the blue. Just because I have some areas I just didn't like how it turned out. This is the blue we used. So I just got a little bit on the cap. We're not going to do a lot, just a bit. Like right here in the middle, I don't know what I did there. But it's a funny looking. Funny looking, that's all. Now watch you mess it all up. And this is the only time that you get to do this, guys. Once you put your flowers on, it's so much harder to touch up any areas that you might not like. So you really want to go over it and you really want to look at it before you put your flowers on. Now this is like really, really bumpy here. So I'm going to camouflage it with a little bit of blue. Make it go right across, blend it right out. And I'm using hardly any paint. And those are those little runs I was telling you about. It's where my stencil had been broke. I'm just bringing it out, kind of filling in that. A little bit up here, and your flowers will cover some of it up as well. But they're super pretty. Now guys, I do a lot of spackling and I do a lot of chalk couture, and I love them both. They both have their own character, and they both have good things and bad things. Spackling's harder to clean up. I'd say spackling's harder to do. Both very satisfying though. I'm doing well. How about yourself? Well, you know, I think I'm doing all right. Doing the best I can. You know, life is in the way all the time. But hey, we all have to keep going. It's a race to the end, and the end doesn't matter because you have to have your beliefs in place. Sometimes you don't like how you get there, but ooh, forgot I had my phone with me. Sorry. I wasn't ready. And you don't want to hide too many blemishes, guys, on your spackling, because you want it to look as natural as possible. But you don't want it to look like kids' art either. You want it nice. You want it nice. There, I think we got it. We're ready to put our flowers on. And really, friends, it's so easy to do. Like, really wasn't that bad. Now I would like to show you, I have my flowers semi-done. I put pearls already in them, and I'll show you how I do that. Let me just grab a flower, and let me grab a bead. Now this is probably the hardest part, and it's the silliest thing. The hot glue will melt these, and I keep those in. These little green high-rise things that are in the middle of the blossom. And I hold the bottom. It has the stem. Okay, so I hold the bottom. Now this is also the time if you want to have one that's closed like so. So you have 3 petals. That's fine. You would put a drop of hot glue inside, and as fast as you can, you're going to drop this bead in, right? Now if you decide you want a blossom that's really blossomed out, you're going to turn this into those corners and you fill out your blossom. I do some always different. Here's a three blossom. This is a full blossom. Hello guys. So now what I do is I try to hold one end of my flower down, add a little hot glue. Now careful, because this is where they all start melting on you. Stick it in and release. Then I go in and I straighten out the ones that melt off, like this one melted off. I just stick it back in and let it set. And I'm not kidding, they melt fast. So it looks like so. We're just going to let that sit and cool off. So now that they're set, you're going to cut that piece off. You already glued the bead in, so the bead is going to hold everything together. And you're going to cut it off right to the bottom of the flower rim. Simple. Now, I just pick a spot. Let's put some cherries in this spot since it looks so goofy. A glob of glue, and then I hold it. And I hold it up until it sticks. Ta-da! We're done. No, I'm kidding. And cherries are in clusters generally, so I try to put several in that area. They don't have to be right next to each other, but you know, I put them close together. Find a spot, a dab of glue, and set it on. You see how this one's still not stuck? And I usually put 3 in a cluster, so I'll put another one on this side. And it comes so beautiful, guys. You just wouldn't believe. I'll put that one like right on the end of this stem. Whoops. Let's put some hot glue in there. Sliding all over the place. And you just let them cool. They stick pretty. But see, just starting the cherry blossoms. Now, I know it's early, friends, but I do many of these, so I start early. Again, I'm just cutting it off. Pull up my hot glues. And I think I'll put one over in this little corner here. And that's why I said you don't have to be exactly perfect with these. And they don't have to be in clusters. You can if you want, but they don't have to. Maybe one over here. Just trying to find a good spot. And I usually do it like where the tree trunks come together, the tree branches. Right in that kind of area. stand. And they should stand. If you cut them straight, they should stand. And put several here. Clusters are so pretty. I'll put another one maybe over on this side. 2 or 3 clusters in a row works well. And I always try to put one by a birdie. They're singing for cherries. The cherries haven't come out yet, at least not in my area. I got the frosted cherries, but this is more spring, so you don't really want frosted cherries. On a spring picture. At least I don't. This one's slipping and sliding. They're kind of stubborn. One set of hot glue has like so many hot strings. It drives me nuts. Now I'm going to turn it around just a bit. I do want to put one towards the end here so this birdie gets a little cherry blossom flavor. I guess that would be. So friends, I'm writing my book, right? I'm writing a business book and, well, I'm writing about 3 books at once. But I can't decide what publisher I want. Any of you write a book? Do you know of any publishers? Now, since there's nothing up here, I'm going to put one up here. Just to hide that big, long branch. Looks nice. And then let's put one, oh, let's see. We'll definitely put one here. And that's so pretty, friends. This is just so cute. I think I'll put this one kind of like put it, well, then can't decide. Goodness. And with the many I use of this is usually one floral bunch, like so. Now this one I've taken a few off for other projects, but just usually it's one full bunch to an 11 by 14 picture. couple left here. Oh, got one left here. And then that will be the full bunch of, and you could add more, you could add less. It doesn't really matter. I don't like how this leaf is looking, so I'm just going to stick one here. And let it cool. But there you have your cherry blossoms with these beautiful, lovely birds. What do you think? That's what it looks like. And it's all ready to go. I just have to, I'll be signing it probably down here, and then I will paint this this color blue as well. I didn't do that yesterday. I usually do it all at once on these pictures, but these are all in place, all ready to go. This size is 45. If you want a cherry blossom picture on your wall with a few yellow and black finches, just put cherry blossom in there, and I'll send you an invoice for you to get your order in. But it's super beautiful. Let me move this ugly thing out of the way. I shouldn't call that ugly. I looked all over for it and found it for $5. That's pretty cool. Let me lift you up a little bit. There we go. Very pretty, but my opinion, you have a few too many flowers. Take away from the spackling. Yes, indeed. Some people believe that. But you can still see the spackling. You can see 99% of the leaves. I just covered up the bare spots. And when you have a cherry blossom tree, when it blossoms, it's like I got a hair in my eye, you usually don't even see branches. They're so full. So this is actually minimal for a true actual tree. And you can see the spackling when you're up close. It is very nice. But it's supposed to be a picture, not so much stick out spackle. Like, what do I got that's spackled here? I think I sold it. A lot of my spackles have sold. They sell fast. But anyway, cherry blossom trees are big, and you can see all, like, there's nothing underneath this spot. So if I took that spot out, it would be like a bare hole, because there's no branches there. There's nothing. That's just the center of the tree branch. So, but yeah, that's your opinion, and I respect that. No problem. And once you put them on, you can't really take them off, because then you have a bare, because the hot glue will peel off everything. But it's beautiful. Oops, sorry. Super cool. Well, guys, I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to jump back on, and we'll be doing another short little craft, and probably not a spackling. I have to get more spackle. We'll do a chocolatier. I had some ideas today. Well, I'll find something. I'll be on in about 15 minutes, maybe less. All right, see you shortly. In fact, they have your birds on the branches spackled. Yeah, you have one of my birds on the branch spackling. Yes, you do. That one has more. This one's smaller. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, Darlene says it's beautiful. Della likes it, but less flowers. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Just replying to Brooklyn. Hello, Brooklyn. So am I. And Yvette is here. Hello, hello, Trisha Ann. Good evening, Darlene, for sure. 100% agree. I'm doing well. That's wonderful, Yvette. I gotta call you this weekend. Or well, maybe not this weekend. I'll call you next week. It's the holiday. I'll give you a day off. Okay, that's the top. So let's go back down. Yvette says it's very pretty. Thank you. But you can see all the birds. All my birds are there. This one's maybe a little bit covered up. I should have probably done one like this. Should have swapped these two. That would probably be the only thing that you can't see this. But it's there. You can see all 4 birds. So, all right. I'll see you in just a few minutes to do something else. All right. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye. See you in 5 minutes. 10.